Hey, what's up guys? Duct here, and today, well, yesterday, I played Skyblock for 24 hours essentially on a brand new profile in hopes of getting as many minion slots as possible on the new profile within the 24-hour period. Now, this was a little crazy of an idea, so I decided I would go ahead and stream the entire thing. So if you want to watch any of the VODs, there's like 3 of them, and they're all decently long. I think they're 5 to 8 or 9 hours long each. So yeah, I don't think you're probably gonna watch the whole thing, but maybe if you just for some reason do, or you want to watch the end to see how dead I was after playing so long, go right ahead. But yeah. Anyways, so let's go to the island right here. What I did essentially is I went all out on minions. Now, I made some mistakes along the way, so it was a speed run, but I definitely know that I could have gone faster. There's definitely things that I could have done better. Like, I should have gotten Enchant Charcoal quite a bit faster. I did not get Enchant Charcoal nearly as fast as I should have. What I should have done is just got as many coal minions as possible. So, essentially in the beginning it would be about 5 probably. 5 or 6 coal 1 minions placed down to try to get coal 5 collection. Because coal 5 collection, it basically makes you make enchant charcoal, increase the speed of your minion by 20% for 1 day, which is OP because it's also cheap to craft. It's only 2 stacks of coal and 32 wood for 20% increased speed for a whole day, which is very, very nice to have, by the way. You're definitely going to want that. Now, when I first started off, I decided to go for farming first. When I went through the portal initially, I was like, am I going to go mining first, farming first, or go woodcutting? I chose farming because primarily I knew that most of the minions that were going to cause me problems were in the farming area. The reason this is because the farming mob minions, yeah, you can't buy the upgrades for them. Now the thing is, buying upgrades is the primary way that you're going to be able to get as many slots as possible within a short amount of time. Even though you're going to have to farm up some money, a lot of the initial minion upgrades are very cheap. I'll link a spreadsheet down below that you can input all your minion levels and see exactly what minion will be the cheapest to upgrade with purchase, like where you can purchase the different things to upgrade it from NPCs. There are things that you can buy from the auction that aren't from NPCs, but I don't really want to cover that as that's a little more niche than what we were doing in this situation. Now, in this challenge, I did purchase some things from the auction, primarily a desert island. I also purchased a silver fang, and I also purchased a jungle axe, as those are 3 things that you're pretty much going to want to buy from auction. They're going to be slightly expensive, especially, I mean, okay, they're not actually that expensive. The jungle axe, I think I spent 2,000 coins on a plain jungle axe. I spent 2,500 coins for the silver fang, which had every enchant on it except First Strike, which I applied later. So it was Sharpness, Telekinesis, Experience 2, Execute 5, Critical 5. So 2,500 coins for that. Honestly, a really good deal. Silver Fang is a very good weapon early game. You're definitely going to want to get that. Now, as the Jungle Axe is because, well, you're going to want to get all of the wood minions to at least level 5, which we did do. It'll take you a decent amount of time per probably 15 to 25 minutes to get to level 5. Getting higher than that will take you a decent while, but it is worth the time to go to higher than that. I wouldn't go past level 7 manually. You can buy the upgrades later for now. So there's been rumors of limiting the amount of things you can purchase from NPCs at the spawn, but that has not been done yet, so we'll see later. I might have to change my opinion on that. But essentially, wood is one of the easiest ones that you can manually grind, and that's very nice to have. Also, the reason I went farming is I knew that I could get Harvesting 5 very quickly from wheat. You only need a 100 wheat collection to actually be able to craft it, and it's only in wheat 2. And then you can get a Harvesting 5 book. It's going to take 48 paper and 16 wheat. Obviously, 16 wheat not being very much. And 48 paper you can buy from the NPC for about 200 and something coins, so it's pretty cheap, honestly. So then you'll be able to craft yourself the Harvesting 5 book, and then I went ahead and applied it to a Rookie Hoe, which you can also buy from the farm merchant here. It's only 10 coins, very OP. You have 50% chance to drop a seed when you break crops, which in most things, for example, carrots and sugarcane, gives you another chance to get basically 1 more carrot or sugarcane when you're harvesting, which is very nice to have. It's actually pretty good. Then I just came over here and applied it to my hoe. You are going to need to get 7 XP levels to apply it to the hoe, so you're probably going to want to run over here and break coal. I believe that's what I did. I'm not 100% certain, but I think that's what I did. I got the 7 levels, and I applied it to the hoe. And then you're going to be able to go to carrots. Now, carrots are another thing that are very easy to level, just like wheat. Wheat is very easy to level. Wheat's actually easier than carrots. So if you really want minion slots, you're going to want to focus carrots early. I wouldn't go past 5 or 6 in the beginning. It does get a little bit expensive because it goes from 8 enchanted to 24, which will take you an okay amount of time. But if you didn't know about this little cave under the spawn, this is really OP for carrots. There are oftentimes people farming it, so it's not always going to be fully grown. But essentially all you got to do is keep swapping hubs, and you'll be able to find one that's not fully grown, and ta-da, you can get yourself a ton of carrots. You're going to want to keep doing that until you get probably carrot 4 or 5 in the beginning. You might want to go 6, but I did not. I actually think I only went carrot 4. You could go carrot 5. The problem with carrot 5 is you're going to have to be able to get enchanted carrots, which you do get at... actually, no. Carrot 4, I believe, actually takes enchanted carrots. So, getting past carrot 4 is going to be slightly difficult. Because carrot 4 is going to take 8 enchanted carrots, and carrot 5 is going to take 24. Then carrot 6 will take 64. So, it's not exactly the cheapest upgrade, but it is one that you can manually grind out somewhat quickly, depending on... I wouldn't go past 5, probably, in the beginning. For sure, carrot 4, though, not too difficult to get in early game. Also, wheat, I got all the way to level 7 because you can manually mine it in this area for, honestly, really easy. You just use the rookie hoe and bam, you're getting absolutely tons of wheat, and it's honestly pretty overpowered. I mean, not really. It's just one of the easiest means to level up, probably up there with cobblestone and ice. Ice being because you can purchase it. You can also purchase wheat for pretty cheap as well. It's one of the cheaper ones that you can buy. I don't know if I would buy it though, because I mean you can just swap lobbies until you find lobbies that have fully grown wheat fields, mine them all, and get quite a lot of wheat pretty easily. I only need wheat to 7. I could have done it probably slightly higher. It's just not really necessary. I think I bought wheat 6 to 7 only, and I mined up all the way to 6. So essentially, after I went to the barn, as I said, I got all the initial farming mob minions because I needed them very badly, and they're essentially the one thing that's going to limit you if you don't do them. You're going to have to just place them down for basically until they're level 4. You could keep them down to level 5 if you are not trying to do this in like 24 hours, but since I was trying to switch out other lower level minions, I did not. Essentially all I gotta do here is come around and kill all the mobs. I was just killing them with the initial rogue sword that Jamie gives you at spawn, so they wouldn't have been one shot and you aren't going to have looting. So it might take you a little while to get 50 of each, but it honestly won't take you that long, and it's definitely worth it for later. You're only going to need 64 of each initially to actually craft the minions, so this won't take you that long, and you will save you in the long run for sure. You're going to want to get those minions placed down immediately. As I said though, you are going to also want to prioritize coal to get the coal 5 collection so you can get enchanted charcoal, because enchanted charcoal is, well, frankly, insanely good, and you're definitely going to want it on every single minion you have if you're trying to do anything quickly. Now, after I got all those minions placed down, I came back over here and I did the mushroom desert because that got me to farming 5. You can do potatoes while you're in there. I don't think I did because they weren't fully grown. To get potatoes, you're going to want to just keep swapping between the mushroom desert and the barn until you find a lobby that hasn't been completely murdered of all the potatoes, because that's generally what happens. And you're probably going to want to farm yourself up to potato 2 or 3. Getting past there is going to be pretty hard because potatoes simply don't grow very quickly in the farm, and there's nowhere else to grind them manually. So yeah, potato 3 is going to take you 8 stacks of potatoes, so it's getting past that to the enchanted potatoes is going to be extremely difficult by manual means because it's always broken in there. But you might want to put down your potato minion to get potato 4, or just simply to get enchanted potato collection. Because then you can actually purchase the enchanted potatoes to get enchanted potatoes for the later upgrades, because potato minion's actually one of the easier ones to upgrade. Of course, you are going to need 1700 potato collection for that. Just put down your potato minion with enchanted charcoal and you'll probably get that decently quickly, especially if you have storages, which you're going to get from the wood collection. Now, while I was here, I got sugarcane because I definitely needed that. I also got cocoa beans. I also got mutton from the sheeps. And I also got rabbit collection. The ones that took the longest of those were sheep and rabbit because, yeah, they're just annoying, especially when you're trying to kill them with a rogue sword. They are not one shot, so that doesn't help. Also, you don't have looting, so you're gonna have to kill an okay amount of both of them. Then I went ahead and got cactus and also mushroom minion. I got those decently high in the end. Let's see, my cactus is level 3 and my mushroom is level 4. Getting money was kind of simple. All I ended up doing was making a farm on my island. Now, in the beginning, I started out with a pumpkin and a Molumpkin farm, we called it, and we had a 1-row sugarcane in the beginning, because that's all I had. This is what it looked like. The reason I had more melons and pumpkins than anything else is because you can actually get pumpkin seeds very easily and melon seeds very easily as well. If you didn't know, you just run through this. This gives you 10 pumpkins. That gives you 40 pumpkin seeds. That's quite a lot. So essentially getting pumpkin seeds was fairly simple. The reason I used water is because I didn't want to waste money buying bone meal in the beginning. You do not actually have to have water next to your melon and pumpkin seeds, but I did because I believe they actually increase the growth rate of your farms in the beginning, so that's why I did that. After the first, hour or so, I went ahead and built a large sugarcane farm. This was a major part of our money. I also, in the future, not like actually at the same time I had all this, so actually, I made the sugarcane farm before I made this netherwart farm, but I made the melon farm I'm about to show you and the netherwart farm afterwards. So I built this melon farm later. The melon and sugarcane were the main money makers. The netherwart made a lot of money early on though. The thing is you can't get to the nether until you're combat level 5. Getting combat level 5 is pretty quick though, and getting the netherwart for this is actually very easy. The thing that was more difficult was getting... So basically, Netherwart Island you get from Netherrack 1. So essentially, once you get to the Nether, you can get a Netherrack Island. And the main thing you're going to need here is Soul Sand and Netherwart. Netherwart is very easy to get in the Nether. All you have to do is go up in the fortress, and there's an area that you can get to pretty easily. At this point, I had a Silver Fang and Leaflet Armor. Yes, I know, Leaflet Armor OP. I actually had Leaflet Armor for pretty much this entire challenge, because I just didn't bother to get better armor. And I stayed with the Silver Fang the entire time as well. Now the Soul Sand was a little more difficult because you need to get Desert Island, which I had to purchase from auction for 5,000 coins. It's worth it, but it shouldn't actually cost you that many coins because it's just, it doesn't cost very much at all to craft once you have the Cactus 5 collection. The thing is, getting Cactus 5 collection is relatively difficult. It doesn't take that long, to be honest with you. I could have got it, but I decided to purchase it for 5,000 coins because that was just a better use of my time and is faster. Because as you can see, it only takes 30 sand, 10 cactus, and 5 sugarcane to craft, which is very, very cheap. Well, by the way, if y'all want me to make a video about how to make like a wheat crystal and a nether crystal like this one, hopefully I put that back on the same spot. But essentially all you have to do is place down a netherwart crystal on the very top block, and then you're going to want to go out in 5 blocks in every direction, like so with soul sand. And let's kill this magma cube so it doesn't kill me. Then I have a 2 tall layer here with the soul sand as well, and then only 1 down here because the crystal can only actually reach to this height. You can't actually go down 2 tall here, so you have to walk around like so to actually use this, but you know, it's alright. Now, right now I have magma cube minions up because magmas are insanely OP right now. Not this design. I have these down trying to get the enchanted magma cream recipe before I make my big magma cream farm, which I'm not going to make until I'm sure that the update isn't today, because the update's today and I make it today. That's going to be a big waste of time, and also hoppers in general. But essentially I'm trying to get enchanted magma creams before I make that farm, because you don't get collection from the OP magma farm, which I don't actually have a video on. I probably might make a video on that soon, we'll see. Anyways, the mining minions were fairly simple. All I had to do was mine them up a little bit, and I got them leveled up a bit. The lapis minion, I have level 3. The redstone, I think I did to level 4. You could try to do it to level 5. That would be a little more difficult. Clay, I only had to 4. The thing is, clay and fishing minion. What I had to do for them is, well, I had to fish up 50 clay and 50 fish. I did end up having to buy some fish in the end. An easier way to get clay than having to fish is to get seeds from mining wheat at the wheat fields all the way over there. But Essentially, I did that earlier, so I already had clay. The thing is, I needed the clay collection. The reason you need the clay collection is because, well, that's simply the only way that you're getting the clay minion. And the clay minion you're going to want because it's very easy to level up once you get it. It only takes 8 stacks of clay to make the level 4 minion, which you can get pretty easily if you just place your minion down after you get it. The thing is, fishing for 50 clay, it takes a while. You're going to want to do it over here because you're more likely to get clay from fishing right here. I don't know why, they just did that as a thing. So you're going to want to fish right here. Also, if you didn't know, there's a fairy soul under that little bridge right there, and a fairy soul in the water right there. By the way, I didn't really bother with that many fairy souls during this challenge because simply they weren't that necessary. But if y'all were actually doing this, you probably would want to bother with fairy souls because, well, unless you're going for a minion, like as many minions as possible, you're going to want to bother with fairy souls early on just because they're very helpful for everything in general. In the sense of a 24-hour challenge, putting aside that many hours to deal with fairy souls is not worth it. But in the sense of like playing for a month or more or longer than that, obviously getting the fairy souls early on would be worth it. Would I do it in the first day or two? Maybe not. Maybe I'd do something like I did. But if I were doing, like, obviously if this was like a week or 2 long challenge, I would definitely probably do the fairy souls on like day 4 or 5. Maybe like a little bit here and there. Basically do the easy ones that you don't have to go out of your way, and then maybe at some point do the rest of them. Now, I don't want this video to be like 50 minutes long, so I'm going to try to be as concise as possible. So, in terms of the mines, as I said, all I did was essentially mine up the beginning levels of everything. For obsidian, I got it from the Netherwart island because, honestly, surviving in the obsidian sanctuary with leaflet armor and a silver fang is not very easy, so you're probably just going to want to get the obsidian like that. Because mining obsidian takes a long time and you won't even be able to be like defending yourself during that time, so you definitely don't want to bother with that. Now, getting a spider was honestly very easy. It's not that difficult. You just had to kill a decent amount of spiders in Spider's Den, then place down the spider minions, and you're set. Well, the thing I did is I got the spider minion first with the string, and then I made the cave spider minion after the spider minion had made me enough spider eyes to get the spider minion, to get the cave spider minion. And the cave spider minion would level that self up. The reason why is because getting the spider eyes is actually a lot harder to get than the string, so that's why. Now, when you're in the spider's den, you're also going to want to bother to get yourself gravel collection just because it's a really easy one. For sure, up to gravel 4 at least. Gravel 4 takes 8 stacks of gravel, which is pretty cheap to get, and won't take you that long if you just have an iron shovel. Gravel 5 will take enchanted flint, so at that point you're going to want to make a flint shovel, which only takes 10 flint and 2 sticks to craft, so it's very cheap. Also, these skeletons here are bugged for some reason. You get like 5 bones every time you kill them, so it's insanely OP. Usually there's someone here killing them with a bow, with like homing, which is kind of annoying, which makes it a little bit harder to grind. But if you do have a silver fang at this point, you can pretty much one-shot everything here, and that's always nice, and you can get a ton of bones. So if you're trying to level up your skeleton minion, this is definitely a really good way if you just run through here. I did this a little bit. I didn't do it too much. I could have. If I was going for more than 24 hours, I probably would have. But I was trying to optimize my time as much as possible. So getting things past level 4 is not really optimal, except for certain things that are quite easy to do so. So that's why I didn't do that. So now, when I went to the Nether, the things I was thinking is I need to get glowstone, quartz, netherwort, magma, and blaze minions. That's every minion that you can get from the Nether, and I needed to do it as fast as possible. The one that took the longest was blaze. The reason why is because blazes will murder you. So what you actually need to do to get blaze is make fire resist potions, and for some weird reason they still fire at you when you have fire resist potions, but all their balls will miss you. So once you're in the Nether, the first thing I did, I went left, because if you go left right here, you can get yourself glowstone and quartz pretty easily. Sometimes these pigmen will attack you. Luckily, I don't think they're going to right now. If they do, all you have to do is run back here, honestly. If you run far enough this way, they won't even chase you, so that's essentially all you have to do. Getting glowstone to an okay level does not take that long, and quartz as well will not take that long. The best spot for quartz is back here. For some reason, they decided to make all of it right here. Right here is extremely OP for quartz. I mean, not really that OP, but it's the only spot you're really going to want to mine quartz. I mean, you can just mine it over here, but there's no point to like focus on it away from there. Glowstone, as you can see, is pretty much everywhere. There's nowhere that you have to focus. Usually I focus on the glowstone in this area though, because it's right next to the quartz. And usually when I'm grinding the glowstone or quartz, I'm grinding both at the same time, as it's just more efficient. Oh, and I didn't actually go over all the minions that I got before, so I guess I should probably do that now. So we got Cobble 7, Obsidian 2, Glowstone 4, Gravel 4, Sand 4, Clay 5, Ice 7, Coal 5, Iron 5, Gold 5, Diamond 4. The reason I didn't get Diamond 5 is because you can't actually purchase diamonds, whereas you can purchase iron and gold. And I had already mined up enough coal for coal 5, so we didn't actually purchase coal 5, but you can. Lapis and redstone you also can't purchase, so those are the minions that you're going to want to have down. The thing is, you're going to want to have compactors on those because they fill up very quickly, and getting compactors is going to take cobble collection 5, so you're going to need that. You're also going to need cobble collection anyways because you're just in general going to want to be able to get enchanted cobble, because cobble minion is one that you can purchase the upgrade for very cheaply. Ice you're also going to get to at least level 7 because ice is literally the cheapest minion to upgrade. You can buy the ice from the builder minion. You can also buy the packed ice from the builder minion. Now, you can't get the enchanted ice to go to level 8, or that would also be one of the cheaper upgrades. The thing is, enchanted ice, you need ice 4 collection, so I probably should have kept my ice minion down to get ice 4. I did not though, so yeah. But if you are trying to optimize this as much as possible, you're probably going to want to get ice 4 collection pretty quickly. The thing is, to get ice collection so you can get the ice minion, if y'all did not know, you're going to either want to get a taiga biome stick, which is what I used for this situation, or you're going to want to get frostwalker boots, which will cost you XP levels or money to buy in the auction. Either one works, but I would generally advise the taiga biome stick because it's just easy. You can get the taiga biome stick from the spruce collection. It's from spruce 4. It only takes 64 spruce leaves and 2 sticks to craft. Then you just set it up on a little area on your island near water, and you just right click near the water, and it will start turning the ice slowly. You just mine up that ice with a silk touch pickaxe, which will take some XP obviously. XP is a major problem in this challenge. As I say that I have 76 levels. I ended up not using actually a lot of my XP because I just didn't bother enchanting, as a lot of things I would need to bother to enchant just weren't worth it. Some things I could have done were possibly enchanting my leaflet armor, but leaflet armor is so bad that why would you enchant it? I could have added looting 3 to my silver fang. I should have done that. I should have done that as early as possible, actually, because it would have saved me in my magma cube. It would have saved me in my magma cube grind. It would have saved me in the enderman. I actually didn't end up killing very many endermen at all in this challenge. It also would have saved me in killing the blaze. The blaze were quite annoying. Also would have just saved some time with the skeleton and zombie in general. They're not that hard to kill, obviously, but getting more of it is very nice in general. And also slime. Basically every single mob minion, it would have been got slightly faster if I had looting. Obviously, magma cream wasn't really that big of a challenge. All I had to do was run through the low-level magmas. If I ran for the higher ones, technically I could kill them. I killed a couple of those. Just they drop a couple more magma cream, but it's not really worth it because they're more likely to kill you because they actually fire fireballs at you, whereas the low-level ones do not. So, one of the main challenges for this was also getting combat level 12, because you need combat level 12 to go to the end. And without going to the end, that essentially means you're limiting yourself to not being able to get the Enderman minion or the Endstone minion. Without those two, this challenge is not going to be very easy, because you're going to have to basically level up another 6 minions that you did not get. So you're probably... So I got Endstone to 4, and I ended up getting Enderman only to 1 during the 24 hours, and I have it at 2 now. I can afford 3, but I think what I'm going to do is get down a bunch of Enderman minions and try to get an aspect of the end, so I can go to the end and start one-shotting zealots as fast as possible. And I'm probably going to try to purchase Ender Armor. Now, back to saying the minions that I have. We got Quartz 5, we got Redstone and Emerald to level 4, Endstone to 4, Wheat to 7, Melon to 5, Pumpkin to 6, Carrot to 4, Potato to 3, Mushroom to 4, Cactus to 3, Cocoa Bean 4, Sugarcane 4, I could have got Sugarcane 5, but basically the entire time getting Sugarcane 5 was less worth it than using the enchanted sugar to sell. Towards the end, it probably would have been worth getting Sugarcane 5, but Sugarcane is a weird one. It really scales up in cost. But yeah. Netherwort 6 was pretty cheap. I think Netherwort 6 was 16 enchanted Netherwort, which I got from just the Netherwort farm. Might have been worth going to Netherwort 7. Probably not, though. That would have took quite a lot of money. I did not get a flower minion. Obviously, I couldn't have got the money to purchase that. Well, I could have. It wouldn't have been worth getting a flower minion. Fishing minion, I got to level 3. You could probably get that to level 4. The thing is, buying fish is very expensive. It's actually like 1,200 coins per stack. So getting the fishing minion past 3 is not really worth it. It only takes 8 stacks to level 4, but unless you're going to have the fishing minion down, you're probably not going to do that. Obviously, in a non-24-hour challenge, you would probably want the fishing minion down to self-upgrade it 4. Essentially, every minion here that's level 3, you would want to self-upgrade level 4. Lapis, you're going to want a compactor on that, which I didn't have until today, the day after the challenge. And also on redstone, you're going to want a compactor as well. Really, essentially, all the ore minions you're going to want compactors on, which is basically this whole line: coal, iron, gold, diamond, lapis, redstone, emerald. Now to the second page. This is basically all the mobs. So we have Zombie 4, Skeleton 4, Creeper 4, Spider 4, Cave Spider 4, Blaze 3, Magma Cube 4, Enderman 2, Slime 4, Cow 4, Pig 4, Chicken 4, Sheep 4. So these are the minions that I was talking about that you're going to need to get them to self-upgrade themselves. Cow, Pig, Chicken, Sheep, and Rabbit. You're definitely not going to get Rabbit 5. The others you might want to get level 5. Not like, obviously during this 24-hour challenge I didn't have time. But you will probably have time to get that to level 5 or even level 6 on these. I wouldn't go to level 7 necessarily until you're trying to talk about like minion slot 17 or 18, headed towards the 20 range. You might want to. But I'd say level 6 is probably where you're going to want to take those down for sure at that point. Now, the other minion we didn't get besides Flower was Ghast. The reason being it takes a long time. And you can only get them in the Nether at night. And you're probably only get like 6 to 10 per night. So you're talking about 5 evenings that you would have to deal with trying to get Ghast. And you would have to get yourself a homing bow. So just in general, was not worth me getting the Ghast minion. And even if I got it, I would only be able to get it to like level 1 or 2 in the amount of time I had. So I did not deal with Ghast minion. Y'all will probably want to because it's another minion to deal with. So yeah. The wood minions, I got all of them to level 5. As I said earlier in the video, probably already, you could get those to level 7. It will take you quite a bit longer per. During the live stream, I didn't do that because primarily it just isn't entertaining content for me to mine like, it just is not entertaining content for me to mine out 6 different types of wood for like 30 minutes each. It's just, yeah, or even 45. But if you are manually doing this, that is something that you could do for minion slots. Once you're talking about approaching minion slot 19 and 20, you probably will want the woods to level 7. But before that, honestly, maybe at like minion slot 17 or 18, you might want to go to like level 6 for sure. But level 7... level 7 becomes questionable. Down in the comments below, there will be a link to a spreadsheet which you can enter all of your different minion levels, and it'll tell you which one's the cheapest to upgrade with coins, like you can purchase the upgrade for. It'll also tell you which ones will take the least amount of time to self-upgrade. It does not count it in enchant charcoal. Obviously, you could definitely throw in enchant charcoal, and that would decrease the time for everything. A lot of minions upgrade pretty quickly once they're level 1. So essentially, any minion you have level 1, you're going to want to put down, except Obsidian. Obsidian does take a while. You might want to put that down just because it does take a while, and you're probably not going to want to manually mine it, and you cannot purchase the upgrades for Obsidian. Actually, you can purchase the upgrades for Obsidian, just they're so exorbitantly high that it's pretty much not worth purchasing the upgrades for Obsidian. You might as well just have the minion down and slowly get it to level itself up. Obsidian is one that you're probably going to be dealing with when you're trying to get to your really high level slots. You might just want to have like 5 different Obsidian minions down with enchanted charcoal in them or enchanted lava if you're at that point. Now, once you got Combat 12, which took me over an hour, maybe 2 hours of grinding in the obsidian mines, it wouldn't have took quite as long. I was able to one-shot all the mobs once I got first strike on my Silverfang. The main problem with the grind was essentially just that I had really bad armor. The leaflet armor was not cutting it. I slowly got myself miner's armor from killing all the mobs in the obsidian mine. That still took a very long time though, so essentially, yeah. But anyways, we're talking about the end. So when we got to the end, we came here to get two things, Endstone and Endermans. Essentially, that's all we needed to get from this. To get the Endstone, I primarily just mined up the Endstone right here. The reason being, you don't get that many silverfish right here, because even silverfish were actually something that I really couldn't kill. The reason you don't get silverfish right here is because for some reason within the zoning, this is an area that they don't really come. So yeah. Also, I forgot to mention in this challenge, I made a pickaxe. It was Efficiency 4, Experience 3, Fortune 3, Smelting Touch, Telekinesis. I didn't bother with Efficiency 5. Technically, if you wanted to manually mine cobblestone, you could have gone for a gold Efficiency 5 pickaxe, which you could then use Haste 3 with to mine cobblestone instantly, and use that as a source of money and get your cobblestone minion pretty high for cheap. It just wasn't something that I chose to do in this challenge. But that's another way that you could make a lot of money besides using the farms. Now here you can buy obsidian, which obsidian is actually extremely expensive. It's 3,200 coins a stack. Endstone, I did end up buying up to level 4. I actually mined up to level 3 and I purchased level 4. Level 4 was 8 stacks, and it's only like 600 coins per stack, so that was somewhere in the range of... So that was like 5,000 coins to get the Endstone for Minion. Technically, I could have mined it all up just in terms of time efficiency. I had the coins and was just trying to get my 20th slot as fast as possible. If you're doing this yourself, you might just want to mine up the Endstone or even have your Endstone Minion down and it'll level itself up to level 4 somewhat quickly. Essentially, anything that's below level 5 will level itself up really quickly. Level 5 to 6 will take quite a bit longer. Now, when I was here, the thing is, I'm not going to be killing any Endermen. To be honest, I think I killed one Enderman. And to do it, essentially all I did was like this. I just literally just jitter clicked and stayed above a thing where they can't actually climb up. I didn't die when I did last time. But see, as you can see, I got this thing a little more than halfway killed in that amount of time. It just essentially was not time efficient to kill the Enderman like this. Especially not if you're going to keep dying, Duct. What are you doing, brother? But essentially, all I did to get the Ender Pearl collection is, I did all that for one Ender Pearl. Good job, Duct. I finally killed it. But essentially, all I did to get the Ender Pearl collection is I ran around and I found the shiny blocks. Because you actually get the Ender Pearl collection when you mine them if you get Ender Pearls from them. You don't get Ender Pearls from every single one, but I only needed to get essentially 64 Ender Pearls. So this was the best method for me to do so. All I did was run around, find shiny blocks, and I got the Ender Pearl collection somewhat easily. It took a little while, but it was worth it in the end, as that was another minion slot. And at this point, minion slots were getting expensive to buy individually. If I was going to do this again, I would essentially do it the same way, and probably put down, like, essentially once you got one Enderman minion, you would put Enchanted Charcoal in it and try to get 2 Enderman minions so that you can get yourself an Enderman minion 2 and then an Enderman minion 3. And then maybe put down another Enderman minion. But as you can see, here's a shiny block. All I did was mine those, and it gives you, well, sometimes Endstone, sometimes runes, and sometimes mana potions, which are really bad, and archery 1 potions, which are also really bad, so you aren't going to really want the potions. They do clog up your inventory, which I guess is a thing. I don't even know why I'm talking about that in this very long dialogue about how I got 15 minion slots, but oh well. And, well, essentially, after I finished the end, I went and put down my Enderman minion. I had my Endstone minion, which I didn't actually place down the Endstone minion because it just wasn't necessary. That was one that I could just purchase level 4. I knew I wasn't getting level 5 of that just because it wasn't worth it in terms of time. And then after that, I just put down a Magma minion. I had so what I made... So this was originally where I had all the farming minions. I didn't have minions on top of them with cobblestone, clay, lapis, and redstone, but oh well. That's what I got now. I have my zombie and skeleton in this little grinder, both of them in the same thing, with a fence around it. And here I have the magma cube earlier, but previously, when I did this during the challenge, I had magma cube and slime in here. trying to get them to level 4, which I did manage to get. And in here I have Blaze, which I've basically had down once I got the Blaze Minion. The Blaze Minion, as I said, was the most annoying one in the Nether because I needed a Fire Res Potion. But after I got the Fire Res Potion, it probably took like 15 minutes to get 50 Blaze Rods. Actually, no, I had to get 64 so I could actually craft the Minion, but, you know. Actually, no, I had to get 80 to actually be able to craft the Minion, but once I got that, we were done with Blaze, essentially, and it was just self-upgrade from there because manually grinding Blaze was actually pretty hard without looting. Even with looting, it would be just slightly faster. Anyways, I hope this video really helps you out. I'm probably going to be going live after this video goes out if you did manage to make it all the way through. And, yeah. I am starting to live stream every day for a decent amount of hours, so if y'all do want to check my live stream, go ahead. It'll be here on YouTube, so if you're subscribed and have notifications, you should get notifications when I go live. If you don't, you might just want to join my Discord and have alerts on for the announcements channel. I announce there every time I'm going live, or follow me on Twitter. I announce there when I'm going live as well. Anyways, guys, hope you all enjoyed the video, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.